So
Yeah.
I ended up getting a regular, but Matt Frack got the bolognese.
Yeah.
I legit thought it was bologna, but hell, I didn't know. What's going on, y'all? This is Paranoid Grower, and this is my little segment that I'm starting on Grateful Nerd Podcast. That's called. Wait, what's it called?
Having a wonderful time with Paranoid Grower.
There we go. Having a wonderful time with Paranoid Grower. I'm sorry, I should have put it up on the screen, but we got HAWT up there, so
that works.
That works. So how's it going, Grateful?
Man, it's another day in paradise. We're finally getting a little bit of snow up here, so I am staying inside. I'm actually packing up some seeds. So I just been hanging out today, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we're doing this together.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I was a little nervous whenever y'all first asked me about it. I was like, can I really do this? I was like, yeah, man. I might as well.
Of course, dude. And it's something we never wanted to push you into, man. But we had so much fun talking with you. We have events and stuff that we have planned for the rest of the year. So you and I are personally going to be hanging out. And you get out with the community and you go out and do things all the time. And I think it's great to be able to highlight people within the community, right? Be able to talk about things that we're doing together and hanging out. And that's kind of what we got here, man. You're the little like a gypsy of the community, running around, hanging out with everybody, right?
So, yeah, man. Every chance I can get. Like, luckily with my job, we have shutdowns a couple times a year, and I've been at my job for so long, I've acquired a lot of vacation time. So basically, I've just been using my time to go out and meet Gromies if I can.
I love it, man. And that's the one thing. I'm not as much. Definitely, I'm the same person that you see on camera that you meet in person, right? But like, I definitely have a little bit of social anxiety when it comes to meeting new people and stuff like that. And especially with our hobby and how we all kind of met, being with the plant, we kind of have to hide, so to speak, a little bit. Not be as quite as open, right? So being able to meet people online and have all these commonalities where it's the plant that brought us together, but then we start finding out from each other that like we're into the same kind of music, or we like going to the same kind of events, and we like all these same things that are very similar to each other. So it's awesome to be able to just come together and then finally meet some of these people that you've been talking to for a year or so online, and now you're meeting them in person. It's fucking awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know that's, you and I met through Discord and mainly Instagram. Whenever I posted up that I made pictures or stickers, you reached out and asked for some stickers. And whenever we asked for the address, we're like, wait a second, you live in Tennessee?
Wait,
like,
Yep. It's so funny, man. It's funny how things work out. The world's so small. We were so close to, around each other, and now we're far apart, but it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It's actually funny. The first time I think I'd ever heard about you, I listened to Craft and Cannabis, and that's a big group that you're a part of. You're over in their Discord, and every time I would hear your name pop up on one of their episodes, they were talking about paranoid this or that, and then I started following you on Instagram, and I found you by way of hearing you on Craft and Cannabis. And I was like, I gotta check out and see what this dude's up to. So yeah.
So I found you through the little skits that you and Nerd would do all the time. They were great Instagram skits.
Yeah, man. So, I have fun with those, man. It's crazy. Actually, today, let's hopefully I'm not screwing it up. Today is technically Grateful Nerds year. This is our first year together. So
happy anniversary,
making content. Yeah, thank you. It's this was our first reel that we came out with was that 70s show. And it was funny, he just hit me up one day and was like, we had talked obviously, but he was like, let's make a reel. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah, well, whatever. I like kind of laughed about it. He's like, no, let's make it right now. I was like, all right, let's do it. So, and it's been like that ever since. So yeah. Happy 1 year to my boo.
Hell yeah. Yeah, y'all, I think having y'all together on a show is probably made one of the best shows I listen to or
Well, I
podcasts,
appreciate that,
at
man.
work.
I
Yeah, I
appreciate
love it.
that.
Yeah,
It's
it's great.
it's just one of them things, it's like we enjoy talking with each other. I think we're just different enough, but we have a lot of commonalities. We definitely have we're into a lot of the same stuff. So it's kind of cool for a lot of the stuff that he's into. Brit, like those shows and whatnot. It's stuff that I hadn't really paid attention to much. So it kind of opens up my eyes, and he's definitely a great partner to work with and a great friend. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Well, kind of skipped over this. What are we smoking on today?
I want to say this is Burnt Peanuts by Outcast, right?
Nice.
But this was actually grown by Istig. So he's a local grow me that we're always trading stuff back and forth. And when I got a weed pour with my project, he's hooked it up and made sure that I've had some herb to enjoy. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. What about you?
I'm smoking on the Blue Zormiga. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Alabrihe.
Hell
Actually, it's
yeah.
from Howling Buds.
Nice. There you go. There we
Yeah.
go. Highlighting the
So
community right there, man. That's what I love it, man. Where we're able to, we watch each other grow online, right, as people and with our plants and how we're doing things, and to be able to share the stuff that we all have a passion for and stuff that we may be growing ourselves and be able to compare and you know another thing that brings it back to the community. That's just awesome about this.
well, speaking of having a wonderful time, it's kind of gonna go briefly over the last few months since the last time I talked to y'all, which was I
Yeah.
think back in September.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so far I went to Zany's a few times. Went with my sister Melanie and my friend
Okay.
Tina. Checked out a few shows. The first one was Mike Fanoia. I don't know if you heard of him.
I don't think I have. What kind
Yeah,
of
he's
music
pretty
is
good.
he?
It's Zany's. It's a comedy club, so it's all comedy
Oh, okay,
shows.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Nope, I don't think so.
And then some of the you've heard that show Kill Tony
I don't think I
with
have.
Tony Hinchcliffe. They're based out of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
But he had some of his golden ticket winners and regulars come up. A few of them were Fiona Cawley, Ari Matty, Keith Cortez, Enrique Chacon, and Rick Diaz.
Hmm.
So
I'm gonna have to check these guys out now. Yeah, no, I have not heard of
yeah,
that.
yeah, Kill Tony's an awesome show. Basically, they just they they let anybody come onto the show, and you have 1 minute to do whatever your comedic skits, whatever you want to do,
Oh,
and then
really?
they talk to you like interview you after the 1 minute. So it's a pretty good
Okay.
show. Yeah,
Wow.
but in December I ended up going to the second annual Southern Champions Cup in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah, it was pretty good as a cannabis event. The
Okay.
only downfall to it was that the Tennessee Department of Agriculture didn't allow cannabis sales. But
Yeah,
the good thing
yeah.
about it was everything was free. Like they hooked you up with all kinds of stuff. Like
Oh no
I,
shit. Now,
I was the
how was
first.
consumption? Did I mean obviously it's a illegal state, so
Yeah, nobody was really smoking. Mainly people were doing like edibles and drinks and stuff out there. They were giving away pre rolls, but
okay.
but yeah, for the most part, like at one point we walked in, somebody handed us some infused chocolates, and we made s'mores. They had a fire going. We actually got to make s'mores there,
That's
so that was
pretty
pretty
cool.
neat.
Yeah, yeah. How
Ended up
how was
talking
the
to.
crowd there? Was it pretty packed or everybody vibing well together? No, wasn't kind of like weird environment.
No, not weird at all. Actually, it was actually pretty cool. Every vendor out there, they pretty knowledgeable people. There was a couple of vendors out there I wasn't too sure about, but for the most part, it was really nice. I actually found a supply store in Chattanooga, so now I can go get supplies because all the supply stores closed or the grow shops closed up around here in Middle Tennessee. So
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
so now I can go out to Chattanooga and pick up my supplies. During shut down, I ended up going up to Detroit and hanging out with Badger's Bunk and Matt Frat.
Oh, hell yeah. I bet that was a lot of fun.
It was.
What'd you all get into?
So Matt brought his press, and before I got there, they started pressing flour. They were pressing jet fuel. It was an
Okay.
outdoor that Badger had grown,
Yeah.
and they were doing it at different temperatures. They were doing it like 175, 170, 165,
Yeah, yeah.
160, 155. Out of all those presses, they found out that 155 was came out the best. Like the color ended up being like just this red, beautiful
Yeah.
rosin.
I was actually on a Discord with you guys, and you guys were pressing that, and it was very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen rosin come out looking like that with that hue of red. Um, Pretty interesting. How did she smoke?
The 155 was the best out of all the
Yeah.
temperatures that we pressed. It seemed like it was the smoothest. Something that we noticed pressing at the lower temperatures is like the quality was better. I know
Okay.
most people press at like 185.
Yeah, that
Um,
tends to be my little sweet spot that I like to do it. But
yeah, it does hurt with your yield when you go in those lower temperatures, but then the quality is it's just phenomenal.
and now
Once,
y'all were using 90 U bags, right? Is that the flour rosin bags that you had?
yes, sir. It was the
Okay,
90s, and it was
nice.
actually got to do some pressing myself while I was there, so I was excited about that. I never done
Yeah.
pressing, and luckily you were on the chat, so you were helping us out because I
Yeah,
had no idea what I was doing.
you got to get one, man. It's to you know I love having flour, and I enjoy having my flour, and that's I kind of go in between flour rosin and actually like smoking joints. And I think because I'm an ex-smoker, cigarettes, I like the feeling of having that joint where I'm just kind of, it gives me something to do for that, 5-10 minutes that I'm smoking it or whatever. um but man, to be able to get that nice hit of like a flower rosin or hash rosin that you've pressed, you got to get you a press, dude. It's
Hell yeah,
it's awesome.
it was a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed it. Uh, it did wear me out. I will say that because
Does it?
you're well, yeah, because I mean you're pumping the hell out of that damn thing.
That's it. That's why you got to get that side pump, man. That's one of those things whenever I talk to people about presses, man. Um, but I try to go by the belief of buy once, cry once. It tends to be that my wife more holds the leash on how much I can spend. So I may be crying, but I usually try to be like, look, babe, if we just buy this once, spend this much, we won't have to do it again. And I did a lot of research beforehand, and that was one of the things, man, getting an external pump so you're not having to like fucking manhandle
Right?
the the press as you're doing it. So
No, I kept
yeah.
on having to take breaks and relaxing and stuff because I was like, "Ah, this is wearing me out."
Damn, dude. Yeah. 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 I know y'all pressed for quite some time. You had some weight to go through there. So
Yeah, we had a whole like I think it was like a quarter gallon bag or something. I don't know. It was a big ass bag that Badger had of his
that's
outdoor
awesome.
grown.
But
Um,
did you notice that y'all got better at it as the more you pressed? You kind of learned little tricks and it got a little easier.
yeah. Well, the definitely the tricks of how to fold the bag correctly and all that. Because I did bust one of the bags at one point because
Yeah.
I didn't do it right. We took a break for a while. We ended up going to Mom's Spaghetti. It's
Okay.
Eminem has his own restaurant in Detroit. It's located right across from the Tiger Stadium.
Okay.
And,
No, I
and
didn't know that he had a store.
yeah, it's strange because like his restaurant is attached to another restaurant. And in order to get the food from Eminem's restaurant, Mom's Spaghetti, you actually have to go into an alley and order the food and wait for the food there. And of course, it's cold like the whole time. It's
Yeah.
up
And I'm
north,
sure
so we
that
were
wind
freezing.
just whips down
Oh
the
man,
alley.
yeah, it was horrible going down that alley.
Yeah.
Um, but once you get your food from the window, you actually go onto the other side of the building and you go into the front doors. And of course, you're holding this bag that says Mom's Spaghetti, so they know it's for Mom Spaghetti, and you actually go
Yeah.
through the restaurant to the other side where those double door or the window is where you order. And there's a
Okay.
seating area where you can go and sit down and all that. And so we went up there and um, Mom Spaghetti. All they do is sell spaghetti, so it's spaghetti sandwiches, and the spaghetti
Spaghetti
sandwiches are off the
sandwiches.
chain. Yeah, they're off the chain though,
Really?
for real. Yeah, so
All
they
right. Now
use
you got to walk me through what the fuck is a spaghetti sandwich?
yeah it's Texas toast, and they put like garlic butter on the outsides of the Texas toast, and then they take couple scoops of spaghetti and put it in there, and it's a huge spaghetti sandwich.
Just a big old yeah.
Yeah, which I of course I didn't know what bolognese was, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's meat sauce. I had no idea,
Yeah.
so I ended up getting a regular, but Matt Frack got the bolognese.
Yeah.
I legit thought it was bologna, but hell, I didn't know.
They do things different around.
I was like, why are they putting bologna in their spaghetti? But that's not the case, guys. I'm just an idiot. I don't know.
I don't judge your local cuisine, sir.
But yeah, they had a Spider-Man pinball machine up there, so Matt Frapp played with that for a while, and they actually have it looks like a trailer up on the wall, and you go inside this trailer, and it has like shag carpeting in it, and it's a museum, and there's also like shirts and stuff for Mom Spaghetti, like the
No shit.
store. Yeah, they have shirts for sale. They actually had the outfit that Eminem wore in 8 Mile when he did that last rap battle, the big
Okay.
rap battle at the
Yeah.
end of the movie. Yeah,
Yeah. I saw
his
the pictures that you posted.
right. Yeah, he had that outfit set up there. It was really neat. It's like I think like the next day we went to Ernie's, me and Badger. Ernie's is in Oak Park. It's just a small restaurant that he's had going, I think, since like the 50s or 60s. And so he has this sandwich called the Monster. And you can't take a bite of this sandwich in one bite. Like you're literally biting the bottom of the sandwich, then you're going to the top, and then you're going to the bottom. It's like back and forth
No
because there's
kidding.
no way. The sandwich is
Wow.
freaking huge.
Now what is the monster?
So it has like, I think it's 7 different meats and all of the vegetables that they have. So,
Nice.
lettuce, tomato,
It's like a
pickle.
kitchen
Yeah,
sink.
yeah, basically everything that they have.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, every time I go to Detroit, that's what I'm always trying to hit up Ernie's because that's an awesome spot if you're into sandwiches,
Okay. All right.
especially the Monster.
And
Um,
that's like one of those classic areas around there, right? Like that's the place that people like to go to or it's known for.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the first time we went there, there was a freaking line out the door. Luckily, we got there and there was no line, so it worked out perfect for us
Nice.
this time around.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, right before I went up to Detroit, I had reached out to the community that in the Chicago area about doing a meetup, and so I coined it the meeting of the G's, the meeting of the yeah, meeting of the Gromies.
I love it.
But yeah, luckily Jay Saw, he ended up hosting. So shout out Jay Saw and his wife. I do certainly appreciate y'all letting us come up there and meet everybody.
Yeah.
But we ended up it was a Badger Bunk and I, Jay Saw, Howling Buds, Stony Alchemist, Back Nine Bandit 420 and his wife. And yeah, we had a wonderful time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was like probably the second highest I've been in 2024. The first being behind Hash Bash.
That's awesome. That's awesome,
So
man.
yeah,
Got to sample a little bit of everybody's. People brought different things to try out from what I heard.
yeah, man. So of course Jay Saw he had some flour. He had some jet fuel that he shared with us, and there was this plant that he had just harvested, and we also pressed that while he was there too. So we got to smoke some of that.
Nice.
Badger had brought his Super Sun God that was 2-year aged Temple Ball hash.
Oh no
And
shit. Is that the same stuff that we'd smoked together?
Yes. Yeah,
Nice.
it was the same stuff. Yep. Except mine, the stuff that we smoked wasn't 2-year aged. It was only like maybe 6 months or 8 months, something like that. But
Gotcha. So it was still good, man. Like it was that was the first time that I can say that I've ever had like true hash. And after a few hits, then you get your ears ringing, and then you get like that little equilibrium kind of like that shift where you feel it. And I was like, oh shit.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny because Stoney, that and he and Howling Buds, that was like their first time having the
Oh
hash
yeah.
as well. And
I
yeah,
know.
Stoney had talked about he's felt like a muppet. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It's like
I knew.
my knees, my joints are all fuzzy. Like shit, let's
Yeah,
just go to
man.
Fraggle Rock, bro. Let's go.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I know. Everybody was they were talking about, we're going to get Howling High, and that Badger was very excited for that. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
glad that it all went
we
down.
we were all kind of shocked because Howling, he was sampling everything. Like
Yeah,
he at first, when he first got there, he had told us, he was like, I'm probably not going to smoke a whole lot today because I don't normally do. Of course,
yeah,
Badger had to give him shit like normal.
yeah. It'd be weird if
But
he didn't.
right. But Howling, he sampled everything with us, and it was
Oh
great.
yeah, I
Um,
knew that boy could keep up. He just holds
yeah,
his
he did
cards
pretty good.
close.
He did pretty good. And Back Nine Bandit, yeah, the talking about the goodies. Howling had brought some different bags of his flour for us to
I've seen
sample,
that. Yeah.
and Back Nine Bandit, he ended up bringing goodie bags for everybody. Him and his wife, they'd made rock candy and gummies and some.
Infused? It was it infused?
Yes, so the rock candy was
Okay.
like um, it was like low dose infused, and the gummies are a little bit stronger.
Okay.
But they also had brought in some roll on for your for headaches. I
Yeah.
think it's coconut oil infused with the sauce from Big Green Guy,
Okay. All right.
and
Yeah, I
yeah,
think I've heard you talk about that. I think I've heard it from the other people in the community. It's supposed to be good stuff that he's got
yeah,
there.
it works great. All you do is just roll it onto your temples when you have a headache, and it's just like it starts going away. You kind of feel it, but then there's no pain. Like you're just it's a
That's
wonderful
crazy,
feeling.
man. So
Yeah, and
he did a great job infusing it, and I know from my understanding, I haven't grown up myself, but I know I hear from a lot of the people in the community saying how much the medical properties from BGG's the sauce,
oh yeah.
and specifically for head ailments and whatever type of stuff you got going on. So it's good to hear that that stuff's it's working.
We also got to try some pizza. It was Vito and Nick's Chicago Tavern style pizza. I never had tavern style pizza before.
Yeah, they just cut
Uh,
it weird up there.
yeah, that's all it
Cut it
is.
into a
So like,
fucking slice.
yeah, the difference is that's the difference. So it's thin crust pizza, and they cut it into squares, and like they're just little squares.
Hey,
But it was
it
good.
was
Like
good.
honestly, it was fabulous. Like I've had thin crust pizza at home, and it just tastes like the cardboard box that it comes in. But this actually was very flavorful. It was very good pizza.
You got to come north of the Mason Dixon line to get you any kind of good pizza.
Yeah, that's 100% truth. That is absolutely true. But the next day, we ended up meeting up with Badger's daughter,
Okay,
and she ended up taking us around Chicago.
very
Have you ever heard of
nice.
the Bean?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's a art piece that's in Millennium Park in the center of
That
Chicago.
big silver. It's just like a big silver
Yes,
like bean. Yeah, yeah.
yes, it looks like a bean. So like my goal
Okay.
was to go flick the bean. So I went up there and flicked the bean.
There you go.
And it hurt
Nice.
my
Hell
finger,
yeah.
so
I
it's
bet.
it's hard.
Oh
Um,
man.
but we ended up going to the Poop Bridge. Do you know anything about the Poop Bridge?
I do not. I would like to know
Okay,
more though.
okay. So in 2004, Dave Matthews Band had a tour bus, and the bus driver had went onto Mackenzie Street Bridge and dumped their Blackwater tank, which is about 800 pounds of human waste,
Oh no.
onto a sightseeing boat that was below on the river in the Chicago River,
Ugh.
and Yeah. So online there was supposed to be a plaque there, and that's mainly why we were like, we're going to go see this plaque. But so
Yeah,
apparently somebody had stolen the plaque when we,
of course.
time we got there. But it was still cool to see the bridge, and we actually there was a one of those boats coming by. We were like listening in to see if they were talking about the poop bridge, but they never mentioned it. Unfortunately,
Oh man, what a nightmare. Yeah.
right?
I've never been a big Dave Matthews fan, so
Well, I definitely wouldn't be after getting poop on me from this bus.
no, no. What a PR
Um,
nightmare that was for him, huh?
oh yeah, he had to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages and fees, and
Yeah.
as they dumping that waste on there in the river.
He'll
Um,
never live that down.
hell no, the movie Home Alone.
Yep, yep.
The house that the movie was filmed in is in
Oh no
north of
shit.
Chicago. Yeah, so we took the
Okay.
scenic route and drove up there and seen the house, which was crazy. Like I was expecting just my car and maybe like one or two other cars to just maybe just drive by or whatever. I shit you not, there's like
Nice.
50 people outside of this house, like at all
Wow.
times. And they had a cop out there blocking the road. So it's only one way in. And I
Nice.
thought about parking and walking up, but I felt so bad because, that's a lot of people in somebody, it's just a random neighborhood. And it's a really nice area of
Oh, I
Chicago, like
bet.
where all the rich people live, is basically
Yep.
is this area. Um,
Jeez. Yeah, I
but
could
my,
never live in a famous house like that, dude. Like that, I can't imagine. And that whole like you're how you're describing it at that point, the whole neighborhood's fucked. How
yeah,
does
yeah.
anybody live there?
Well, see that's the thing is like when you go up to this house, you'll start noticing all the other houses in the neighborhood are for sale because they're tired of dealing with these people
Yeah, yeah.
walking in front of their house. But my main goal of going to that house is to see if there was any way that that lady had left that poor boy at home alone. And let me tell you, that house is not. I mean, it's a big house, but it's not that big for her to leave him. She's just a deadbeat mom. That's all it is.
Yeah.
After we dropped his daughter off, we ended up going back to Detroit and did some more press. And that's whenever I met up with you when you were doing your live on Discord.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, but while I was at Badgers, I ended up throwing out in the Discord, just the community, like, hey, I'll be
Yeah.
traveling back home tomorrow. Anybody want to meet up? And a few people reached out.
Hell yeah.
And so my last day on the vacation, I ended up meeting up with a few people. I ended up meeting up with Matt Fratt. I drove to Matt Fratt's house and
Sweet.
got to smoke with him, got to see his garden, which was awesome.
Nice.
And then we ended up driving to Central Ohio and meeting up with Flam and
Okay.
Ezekiel. In
Okay. Hell yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so
that's awesome, man. I was actually just talking with him on Discord before this, so that's cool that y'all got to hang out. He's a cool cat, man. I got to hang out with him actually out in New York at Johnny Apple's. Got to meet him, and
oh,
that's cool.
he went out to Apple's
Yeah,
house.
yeah, man. Yeah, so that was another a little meetup that I had. Was
Mhm.
we went out to Johnny's and we all slept in his barn. He has he had a pretty nice setup though, man. It's his wood shop, so he's got a wood stove there. Um, but yeah, Flam flew out. Too Tall was out there, um, and we all hung out. We were in the Discord. A whole bunch of people were jumping in and out. We were pressing some flour. Um, we pressed some Dakar haze that Flam grew, and it made it made Too Tall nonverbal. The boy had to go lay down, and yeah, it was he had it rough, but
I briefly heard Flam talk about that at his house, but I didn't realize that was the same
yep,
situation. That's the
yep,
story. Okay.
same
Okay.
situation. So
All
if you ever
right.
grow Dakar haze, just tread lightly.
Well, speaking of which, I actually have some Dakar haze here. I rolled up from
Oh, there you
Flam.
go.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, it was awesome. Flam, shout out Flam. Yeah, we got to meet
Yeah, buddy.
his wife and his daughter, and um,
Nice.
we we did we smoked some of the Dakar haze while we were there, and that stuff smells amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I got a real like a piney kind of scent off of it. It's been a little bit since I smoked any, so I couldn't give you a good report, but it was rather good. I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I ended up, picking up some of those seeds while I was there too, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna try to
Did
grow
you
that
get
out.
the Fems or the Regs?
I got the FEMs.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got.
Nice.
Mine's purple. I'll have to show you some pictures, man. It's turning even just for just I have it in a coffee mug that I drilled a hole in the bottom, and she's getting bit. She's big. She's getting purple, so it's cool.
Hell yeah. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what, my whole shutdown ended up being. Like the last few months of just basically just been trying to meet up with as many gromies as possible.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Sounds like you've been busy.
yeah. And I do have some upcoming events coming up. So the big
Okay.
one, of course, is the one you and I are going to be doing.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
Billy Strings is performing at Bridgestone Arena at the end of February, and beginning of March, he's going to be performing at the Ryman Auditorium.
Yeah,
Which
buddy.
have you ever been to the Ryman before?
I have. So I've seen a couple bands there. I went to, they shoot the Grand Ole Opry there.
Right.
So I saw that Old Crow Medicine show, and then there were some other people that were um there at that one. But I've seen two cellos there. And I feel like I've seen someone else there. Um it's a nice you can't get a bad seat in that place.
No.
It's impossible.
Yeah, I love that place. I actually performed there when I was a teenager.
No shit.
Um, yeah, I used to play trumpet in high school, and we performed at the on the stage there. So that
That's
was
awesome,
pretty.
man. So
Yeah.
you stood on the stage that so from my understanding, the Ryman Auditorium, at least the stage, is wood that was pulled up from the original Grand Ole Opry, right?
I'm thinking so. I know there's like a spot on the stage
Is it
where
just a
you
spot?
there's a spot on the stage where you can stand in the center, and you don't have to have any speakers or microphone or anything, and you can talk and you can hear yourself. The way that they
Oh, no
have
kidding.
made the stage, it's just this one spot in the center. It's really cool.
It's a
Um,
legendary place, man. It's
oh,
it's uh
absolutely.
it's a great venue. Yep.
Yeah,
I,
I've
I got I
seen.
got I got drunk and so I it was my drinking days, and I heckled Old Crow Medicine show at the Ryman.
uh, yeah,
Terrible.
Old Crow Medicine Show is amazing.
They're great.
Um,
They're great.
yeah, I seen them at Bonnaroo years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was wild. The people in front of us were foot stomping for the whole time. I'm like, how's this guy's leg not hurting? You know that
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
kind of thing. Yeah, he
Just
did
hitting
that
it.
the whole set of Old Crow Medicine Show.
Yeah,
His butt must
practice
have
at
been
home
hurting
for
the
that
next
shit.
day, right? Um,
Oh, that's great.
but yeah.
That's gonna
So
be fun, man. This is
yeah,
gonna
I'm
this is
looking
gonna be
forward to it.
this is the first time that so you've seen Billy Strings, but you've only seen I think you had said he jumped up on stage with Post Malone, right?
No, I seen Billy Strings at Bonnaroo. He did. He was on at what stage back in? I think it was 2022
Okay,
or
so you
20.
saw a full set from him then? Or no?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Cool, man.
um, yeah. I seen him perform there years ago. But
Hell
yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. To actually seeing him again, and of course being able to hang out with you.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun flying. I'm gonna fly down there, hang out with you for a long weekend. We get a little see him that Friday, I think, and then Saturday off, and then Sunday we're seeing him at the Ryman. So
Yeah. Speaking of
looking
which, of
forward
that
to.
that Saturday, if there's any Gromies that want to meet up, hit
Yep.
me up either on Paranoid Grower on Discord or Instagram, Paranoid underscore Grower on Instagram.
Yep.
Um, hit me up if you want to meet up. We're just gonna be
Yep.
hanging out, pretty much
Absolutely.
talking grow.
Yep.
Um,
That'll be fun.
the other events I'm going to, I'm going to see the Deftones at Bridgestone in March.
Oh
Like
no
I think,
shit.
yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks after you coming down.
Okay. Hell
And
yeah.
then
Oh yeah.
I'm going to Hash Bash in Ann Arbor, Michigan in April. It's the first Saturday of April every year.
I'm trying to make it work. I
Dude,
don't
you
know.
need to make it work, man. It's so
I
much
know.
fun.
I know it's
Um,
I've heard nothing but good things, a lot of awesome stories. And if I can't make it, I'm excited to hear your reporting on it, sir.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been twice. The first time I went, I actually couldn't get off work, so I had to call out of work, which sorry, work. But it was more important for me to go meet these people because
Yeah,
honestly, it was the best decision I made because I've met so many good people. Now we've been friends for years, so
it's
it's
awesome.
worked out really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this year I'll be staying with Matt Fratt and Big Green Guy, and there's several of us that are getting houses up there, and we're going to be going up on Thursday and coming back on Sunday. So if anybody's interested in going to Hash Bash and wants to meet up, hit us up. There's going to be several
Hell
of us
yeah.
out there.
That'll be fun. So for anybody that doesn't know what hash bash is, give us like a little rundown on what is it? What's to expect? How long's it been going on? What is it?
So Hash Bash is a cannabis rally that's been going on for over 50 years. It's the
Okay.
oldest cannabis rally in the United States that's still going.
Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah, it originally started because the University of you remember the um, what was it, the three strikes deal or whatever that they had back in the day when they were trying to like arrest people for cannabis, like in the
Okay.
70s and
Oh,
stuff. Um, I think that's what it is. But they had a bunch of the rich students that were going to be doctors one day were getting arrested for cannabis. Is after this in the 70s once they started, banning cannabis
yeah.
and the whole scheduling. So the rich parents didn't agree with all these kids that are fixing to be doctors. So they started this
Gotcha.
cannabis rally, and it's just been going on ever since.
I love it.
Um, but also they have the actual cannabis rally at the Diag at University of Michigan on the first Saturday of April, and then it was like probably 2 blocks away at Monroe Street. There's a cannabis festival there, and you can go and they have just everything for sale, and you can just walk the streets and smoke. Everybody's smoking.
That's cool.
Uh,
That's cool.
yeah, and then
And
the
everybody seems to be pretty cool. There's not any like weird areas or anything like that, or like shit.
no, everybody's
No.
super chill. Everybody, it's just the love of the plant. Everybody's just out there for the
Cool.
love of the plant. So,
Cool.
um, yeah, and then they also have at the hotel, it's the cup, hash bash cup, and so you can
Okay.
actually like enter your stuff if you want to enter anything for the cup. But they also have a shop there where you can just go through and buy different kinds of flour and concentrates, really good
Nice.
prices. It's mainly by the people in Michigan.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's a really good time. And then of course we mainly just go to the cup for a couple hours, then we'll go back to the house and do our own thing, hanging out and
Sure.
talk and grow and sampling each other's flour and concentrates and whatever else everybody brings. So it's pretty
Hell
much
yeah, man.
yeah. It's usually like the highest I am every year is hash bash because our circle is constant joints and cheese bowls and whatever else is going around.
I can see
So
it. I can see it, man. I'm gonna try. I am going to try with with my trips that I have planned right now. I usually only can average maybe about three, and I, I'm gonna have to see. I'll have to see what I can do to make it work because I definitely want to go to that. So
yeah, it's a blast,
it's gonna be a
man.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
And then because we got another trip that I'm actually coming down there. We're hanging out twice this year. So, and there's a few other of the Gromies that are going to be hanging out as well. So I'm excited. You got the fucking poster up behind you from last year.
right.
Um, that's my
Yeah.
favorite place, dude, and I'm so glad that you went, man. You got to tell us, what do you think about Muddy Roots? I know we talked about it on our last, when you were on with Nerd and I, but your first year at Muddy Roots, man. And I know it's not some bands that you really know a lot about, but what did you think?
I still it's been my favorite event so far. like I told you before, I've been to Bonnaroo plenty of times, but
Mhm.
problem with Bonnaroo is that the price keeps going up every year, and it's just progressively getting worse. Like I used to be able to go for under $300, and now it's over $400,
Wow.
and and they have nitpicked everything with the cost of everything. So it's Muddy Roots isn't just the complete opposite. It's half the price of Bonnaroo,
Mhm.
and they don't even charge for camping. So I mean, that's super nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
but it's nice because we've got a few Gromies in the like you said in the community that are going to come. Matt Pratt's talking about
Yep.
coming. K-pop, um,
Yep.
and
I
there's a
think
few other
that's
people that we're going to try to talk into
that's
coming
right.
down. So
We got to get Jay Saw. I know I was taught there's a lot of bands. I think he would have a good
oh
time
yeah, I
going
see.
to
Honestly,
that. So
I think Jay Saw and Badger need to come to that because
yes, I think
this is on their range of music. So
yep, yep, yep. Well,
and
we'll bet
they're type of people. So
we'll bug him enough. Hopefully this year we got plenty of time. So
100%. Hell yeah.
yeah, man. Well, I'm excited for that. Is that all the events that you have planned up for the year for right now, or you got other stuff going on that you're possibly
Um,
going for or thinking?
well, I'm thinking about doing a meetup around my birthday.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm gonna try to do it in Gatlinburg.
nice.
So
Okay,
anybody that's listening that wants to meet up, I'm gonna try to get a cabin and get some chromies out there and smoke out and have a good time on my birthday. You know,
hell yeah,
uh,
that'd be a good time, man.
hell yeah.
That'd be a really good time.
And then yeah, I'm not sure anything else. Just I was just gonna shout out or just throw out there to everybody that if you're wanting to hang out, if you're going to an event and you're by yourself and you don't want to go by yourself and you need a Chromie to go along, hit me up.
Hell yeah.
I will gladly call out of work.
Yeah,
If
right.
I
If he doesn't have the time, don't worry because he'll call out anyways.
I'm gonna call out of work and we're gonna go to this event. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna smoke and we're gonna enjoy whatever the hell's going on. So
Hell yeah,
um,
man. You know, what we'll have to do is with the so on the Grateful Nerd Discord, we're gonna create a little room for you with the pod, right? With this for any updates you want to do. Um, and we'll have to create a little side channel that says like events. And for anybody that is going to an event or you're hearing of an event coming up, just post it in there and it can kind of get the word out to anybody that may be in the area.
mhm.
Come hang out.
Yeah, I mean that I would just definitely like to try to like get out to hang out with more people. I mean, it's cool like having Discord because we can always chat, and I understand that it's hard to meet up with people, especially with your busy lives. You got families and all that, but you know, uh, you know, even if it's just an hour to hang out, that's fine.
Right.
We could
Yeah,
just
yeah,
meet
no,
up, hang out, talk, BS. We don't even have to smoke. We could just talk for an hour. It's all good.
yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure, man. It's great to meet everybody that we talk to, and that we watch them do their thing, and it's nice to put a face to the name,
oh,
connect with a
absolutely.
person.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, since I've been doing these meetups with people on Discord, it's like we've been sticking with the Discord name because, like, I'm starting to learn everybody's government names
Yeah,
now, but like, we still call each other by the Discord name. It's weird.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Hey, it works.
It does work.
It works, man.
But yeah, this is all I had. I just wanted to kind of just throw this stuff out there and hopefully people will listen to this and they'll reach out and maybe we can meet up and hang out someday. It'd be fucking great. We can share,
Yeah,
pass a
man.
joint to each other and try each other's flower.
I love it. I love it. Get the
So
community together. That's what it's all about.
uh, yeah, I certainly appreciate you meeting up with me today and or
Yeah,
hanging
man.
out
Thanks
and
for having me on, man.
yeah. So hopefully I'll be able to get some more people in the future and we could chat up some more.
Yeah, man. I would love to. Love to see what you do with this and how it all works out.
All right. Well, again, I certainly appreciate the opportunity. Like, I really do. Just so
Yeah,
you know, it
dude.
doesn't come unnoticed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to end this thing.
That's it. We're done.
Okay.